Welcome to the PK Soul Show. Welcome to the PK Soul Show.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of PK Social.
I am Amber.
And I am Tammy. And today
We're back.
We are back for another week. And today we want to do something a little different as we continue our discussion of Greenleaf. We wanted to bring you all our all-time favorites of the show. Now, that could be a character specifically, or that could be a scene. So, I'm going to lead the discussion today, guys.
And if you're listening, we can always piggyback off this episode. So, send us your favorite scene or favorite character
That's right.
thepksocial@gmail.com.
That is correct.
thepksocial@gmail.com. Or Facebook us.
Let us know what your thoughts are, either on the scenes that we discuss or the characters that we discuss.
Or your own scene.
Or if you have your favorite scene of your own. Right. Or it doesn't have to be your favorite. Just something that could have, just stuck out in your mind over the past 3 seasons.
Or a topic from the show that you want us to talk about as PKs, maybe not necessarily as viewers of Greenleaf.
Correct. That is correct. So we're going to jump right in. And one of my favorite statements in one of the final scenes of a recent episode this season, season 3, is when Lady Mae and Bishop are discussing their divorce. And Lady Mae has the nerve to say that her day with Lady Mae, and she says the topic is going to be, she changes everything.
That is how she said it.
It's exactly how she said it. Like, she really changes
That is exactly how she
everything.
Said it. It was so over dramatic.
It was very dramatic, but it also...
I love her, but it was dramatic.
Well, it spoke light, to shed light into how she truly sees herself. Now, to me, she's a little self-righteous at times. But she really thinks that she controls and handles every situation of the ministry and her family. And she actually has control of nothing. So it's a little ironic and funny at the same time. But it just stuck out to me like, really, Lady Mae? Really? I think she, in her mind, feels that she can. She thinks she God. Like,
no, she
really?
doesn't think she's
you
God.
cannot change everything. Like, you can't change
God.
everything. Not that she knows she's
been
not
doing
God.
what she does for so long. It's like, okay, they've been painted as this perfect picture in everyone else's eyes. I feel like she had a big part in that. Like, whatever y'all do, she's the damage control.
You know
lady.
what? Most first ladies, it seems to me that, and it's so funny, y'all, because I was following the first lady that I will not say on Instagram, and her responses to some of the posts of her children and situations or whatnot. She really reminded me of Lady Mae in the moment that, how she referred to her family and their situations, and it was almost, I considered it a bit rude, but it was just, she really thinks highly of her family name, and in their minds is truly a legacy that's unstoppable, that will forever be in the minds and hearts of the people of the church. Some of the people of the church don't care like that, but it takes years of understanding. They don't care, when you see them leaving or when you see them going through situations, and it's just interesting to see how Lady Mae interacts with everyone, and she interacts from a standpoint like, I gotta fix this. This is something I'm fixing. This is something I gotta do. So it's interesting to see. Another one of my favorite or memorable scenes. I think it was my favorite because her comments after she did it were really like my favorite. When Charity punches the vending machine in the hospital.
So you have to get the background as to why she punched the vending machine.
Well, she punched the vending machine because she was high off meds, because she was depressed. She's still going through this depression and taking the pills. And when she punched the machine, and she specifically said, somebody needs a lawyer. She knew what she did. She comprehended what she did, even high.
She did.
And that, again, just speaks... That's when the family recognized that Charity had serious problems and decided to finally do something about it. So, Amber, why don't you share with us before I continue?
Okay, well, I will chime in. I guess it was funny to me. I was kind of like making notes of some things you were saying, and that's why I giggled. I don't know if you can hear me, but when you were saying how Lady Mae... I guess you were naming things about her that are her negatives. Is that what you were doing?
You took it that way, so what are you saying?
No, I'm asking.
I guess one's negative could be one's positive. That just depends how we're going to discuss it, Amber.
Well, you said she thinks she's in control in how she handles, or she's the one to handle every situation.
Correct. I think she thinks that.
I guess I giggled at that point because I'm like, oh my goodness, that is what I like about Lady Mae. Like, I like how she, I don't want to say can put a game face on. I know that could be a bad thing, especially the way she does it. Like, she takes game face to a whole new level. Her life can be crumbling, but she's going to have a great game face. But I guess I like how whatever is going on in the show, I feel like she's always thinking, okay, what's the solution? Even if it's not the best solution, even if it's probably the last thing she should do, she's making a move. Like, she's not sitting there and playing the victim role and just letting everything, and just letting things get so far out of control. I feel like, yeah, she goes about it the wrong way sometimes, or she kind of doesn't consider who can be affected negatively by her decision. But I do like the focus of, okay, I'm a go-getter. I'm about to fix this. Or not fix it. I'm going to do what I need to do for this to seem better to me. I know that's not the right way to think of it, but I like that about her. She's she's never a victim. Even when she has been a victim, she's not a victim.
I don't think I would go to your church if you were a first lady.
Girl, good, because I don't plan on having one.
If you were a first lady, I wouldn't go to your church, Amber. I don't see
myself being a first lady or a minister. Like, no.
Well, and you know what? Lady Mae, I don't think she saw herself being a first lady.
No, she saw herself as being
a pastor, yeah, right. or big time minister like her friend.
When she finally admitted, I feel like she didn't admit it before this season though, but on this season she admits it. Like, correct, I was supposed to be a whole pastor, not you. So
yeah, so I really think that Lady Mae actually she was vulnerable at the beginning of the season when she did kind of lose herself for a second and not really know what to do, and she got drunk and stayed at a motel by herself, and
she had a moment.
I think
but
that's when
very next day she got herself together.
Amber, that is bipolar behavior. That's not something to praise.
I'm not gonna say it's bipolar.
Slick bipolar.
How is that bipolar? I mean,
and I'm sorry, I'm no medical. I'm not in medical field.
No, she didn't have to do that.
Well, the fact that she didn't even seek help, it's just,
I guess,
let me drink it off and okay.
That is what I love about her. She's not. Okay. For instance, the last episode 6, when she sat down with Charity, the bishop, and Ayanla, and Charity was going into her spiel, and Lady Mae cut her off. When Lady Mae cut her off, she started saying, I've been through this before.
Yeah,
I had to pick myself up. She's basically telling Charity, I'm gonna stop you right here because you're playing the victim role, and I don't do that. We're not doing that. We can't do that. Don't be no victim. And what she said verbatim was, fix you. Like, do what you need to do, get better. And I feel like that was her whole point, even when she saw the girl on the bed while the baby was crying. Like, you know what? You're not fixing it, so let me go get you some help. But once I get you this help, yeah, she took it the wrong way, as you flipping it on me. But I liked how she told her, fix you. Like, don't wait on someone else to come help you out of it. I guess, again, I'm saying the same thing. I like how she's not a victim.
Well, I think that's a good characteristic to have. That's a good trait to me, to have, to not always be the victim.
Right. You may not even know the answer every time, but just make a move. Don't just sit there and sulk and be like, I don't know what to do. And I feel like that's when you can get depressed.
I do agree with that situation. I guess I just think that Lady Mae needs more direction. Even as a first lady, I feel she needs some type of Not necessarily mentorship.
No, she needs a mentor, and I thought that's what they were bringing Maxine Patterson, aka
and
Patty
you know
LaBelle,
what? I think that may happen a little later. I think maybe in the coming seasons, especially when they have the day with Lady May and Maxine is the guest. I think Maxine will help her. Pastor Maxine will help her kind of walk her through the victory or overcoming the situation and coming out on top, because that's what she's all about at this point.
She is all
that's
about
where her mental capacity is.
On top.
Now, I guess my other situation that I will applaud her on this. Another scene that stuck out to me. Lady May has kicked Pastor out the room more than once over the past 3 seasons. She has escalated, and now she's kicked him out the house.
Right.
She let him back in this season when she kicked him out, but this final draw was with her money, and she kicked him out for good. And that was interesting to me to see how she dealt with the money situation, especially since they were in the situation together due to her brother's mismanagement.
That's
and
true.
Now she's blaming the pastor as if her family didn't contribute to the situation, and now she wants nothing to do with the fact that they're slick broke and he's making decisions about the money that she doesn't agree with. So I think that stuck out to me too. Now, when it comes to money situations as well, that did kind of stick out to me, or makes me think a little bit. How it just made me kind of reflect on how couples handle money situations, because money probably is a very humongous, one of the largest percentages of why couples divorce or split up. It's usually about money or infidelity or abuse. But just seeing how she reacted, I kind of felt like the money situation needs to be addressed a little more, a little stronger in this season. We know they're having money situations and issues, but I feel like they're not dealing with it properly. The bishop, now first off, the bishop, yes,
well, I don't know
he's
the
a little
way
wrong.
they would do it, because they're going through a divorce, so their money situation is going to be tricky anyway.
Well, that's true, but the money situation as it relates to the church, like,
oh, you're talking about the tax
situation, but now it's gotten personal. You're personally trying to approach how to deal with the tax situation out of your own finances, which is a sticky situation for a pastor and a first lady. So I really do. I hope they get a little more help, and I can see why Lady May is quite upset as to how the situation is dealt with, since he's handling his money issues with the young lady he should not be handling.
Yeah, I did notice on this latest episode when he brought up the fact that in his mind, his solution is we're gonna go with Rochelle's cryptocurrency ideas.
Yeah.
And of course she immediately doesn't want to hear about it. Even if it could be a good idea. I mean, we don't know, but even if it is, she doesn't want to hear about it.
It's a terrible idea.
Well, she doesn't want to hear about whatever the idea is. I feel like she shot it down as soon as she heard Rochelle, because, Rochelle is to her just another jab to their marriage. Like, no, the bishop hasn't slept with Rochelle, or
she still is the side piece. Let's just be real.
Their friendship is very inappropriate, and he is treating it like a side relationship, which is still wrong. Even though he hasn't had a affair, or he hasn't physically acted out. He hasn't physically acted out on whatever it is they have going on.
Didn't they actually kiss last season, or was it this season?
I think they did. I may have to go back. I think they kissed last season.
Yeah. So he's been inappropriate with her for quite some time.
Or I take it back. I don't think they kissed. I think they got like super close to each other, and maybe he backed away. I think that's but it was pretty much almost like they were about to kiss. Yeah, he's been inappropriate. I'm sorry, as some men tend to do. Men tend to get, especially he and Jacob, like they're getting completely. He and Jacob don't really have boundaries.
No, they don't.
Like you were saying in the last episode. Jacob probably could have had boundaries, but it seems as though his father didn't portray the importance of boundaries, so it's not important to him. Right. And we don't have boundaries.
Right.
Things can happen.
Yep, that's very true. So now we're going to discuss, those are some scenes that stuck out to me, but I think now I would love to deal with, My favorite characters, as we all know. Now, first, Amber jumped ship. Because at first, Grace, she was all team Grace.
I am still team Grace. But, okay, yeah, I guess I'm torn. I'm team Grace, but Lady May is like kind of bomb to me.
And you know what's so interesting? Some aspects,
I mean, she's, she
you like two characters that don't like each other. Like, that's interesting.
Well, let me not say, okay, yes, I am team Grace when it comes to, let me say this. I like some of Lady May's personality traits, even though she has a lot of work she needs to do on herself.
Right.
What I like about Grace is how Grace approaches issues that come up in the church. Lady May don't know how.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Lady May is not good at handling church issues.
Correct.
She's, proactive, and she's always thinking of her next step. But usually her decisions, it's like kind of selfish. She thinks of it from a self point of view. Grace is really selfless.
Mm-hmm.
So that is mine. Okay, back to your favorite.
Well, I guess a couple of my favorites. We really haven't seen a lot of her this season 3 of Greenleaf, but I do like Mavis.
Who's played by
maybe because
Oprah
she's
Winfrey.
Played by Oprah. Yeah, that could be one reason.
That's probably why you like her.
Anyway, but Mavis has a realness about herself, and I think it's good. I think she has, and to me, Mavis creates boundaries. Sometimes it's hard to create boundaries.
Who does she create boundaries with?
Her family. Like, she seems to distance herself from her family for many reasons. And I think the main reason is she kind of slick knows how they are outside of church.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, that has effects on the fact that she's not in church and how she deals with them being in the church. She, of course, knew what was going on with her brother, Mac. She knew all of the situations. Just to remind everyone, Mavis is Lady May's and Mac's sister.
Right.
And so she understands, she knows what's happened with her brother and all of the incidents and investigations. She knows how her sister is. So I think that has and she knows how overly active and how they lead the church. So she's not really one for church due to her experiences with her siblings. Now, it is interesting how she did have an affair with the bishop.
And that came out in season 2.
It did come out in season 2. And I feel, you know what? Yes, it did come out in season 2.
It came out in season 2.
And I think...
like, in season 1, we knew there was something different about her, especially, considering their family dynamic. Because I want to say, season 1, the only person who really went to see her, visit her, spend time with her was Grace.
And now Grace doesn't really see her as much.
Well, she's not in town.
Oh, she's not?
No, she left town. Mavis left town. They closed her bar. She had a bar on Beale Street.
Guys, I didn't know that.
She had the bar on Beale Street.
Yeah.
Whatever happened with, I want to say something she had going on with Mac. Mac retaliated by taking her bar from her.
I thought she got it back, though.
She never got her bar back. No.
So, but Grace has seen her this season. Did Grace go out of town
this season? I don't remember that episode.
Yeah.
You sure that was this season?
I feel like it.
Okay.
I could be wrong, guys. We'll go back and check. We'll fact check.
We'll review.
My other character. Well, anyway, I still like Mavis. And I think if Mavis hasn't been around, I feel like she's going to make a serious comeback towards the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be, a big climax, a big conclusion leading to next season for Greenleaf. Another character that has kind of grown on me because I really did not like her and I didn't like her because of how she treated Grace and attacked Grace. But Carissa has really grown on me over the past 2 seasons. Initially,
she's okay. She's alright.
Well, I think she's actually changed a whole lot. She seems softer. She seems very committed to her marriage. She got away from them, but because her husband took on such a huge role in
now he's pastoring
Triumph. And since he's been at Triumph, it's been seems like even more pressure on her family, on her situation as being the first lady and being over the academy. So I think she just has a lot of pressure, but I do think she's handled a lot of her pressure gracefully.
I'll agree with that.
And I just I am interested. Now, I think she is going to blow up in the coming seasons when she realizes her husband is at it again, keeping secrets. And I'm very interested in seeing how she blows up. Because I like her blow-ups. I do.
Yeah, her blow-ups are quite interesting.
Yes. But she's really grown on me because I feel like she was mainly attacking Grace to defend her husband. And his power and his honor and his right at the ministry. So I understood that. But now that they're not there, I really do hope that, I just hope that her life gets better. I like her. And I hope that her situation improves. Even though it's currently looking like it may get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
So, I think that's my wrap up for today. I think I have one more note that I want to discuss, and that is the different characters of the show. I feel like everyone is trying to find themselves, and especially Lady Mae. Lady Mae is definitely trying to find herself, who she is, and rebrand herself. So I just want to encourage people. I feel like a little encouragement today, guys. I want to encourage everyone. If you're not a PK, if you're a PK, or if you're in ministry period, or just trying to find yourself, it's important to really know who you are and develop who you are as a person, because if you don't, others will define who you are and how you fit into their world. So make sure you stand up for yourself, find out who you are, and I will give Lady Mae that's something she's doing this season. I feel like she's really trying to come into her own. Even through the divorce, she's going to come out on top in her situation, not necessarily in competition with the pastor. So I'm interested in seeing how it all pans out, but just make sure as a person, as an individual, you know who you are, stick to your guns, follow your heart, follow your dreams, and above all, if you are saved, if you are a Christian, kind of get to know God, get to know who you are, and try to develop your relationship with Him so He can direct your path and help you figure out who you are. So that is my thought for today, everyone.
Alrighty.
I appreciate it. We appreciate you tuning in. Remember, if you would like to share your special thoughts, if you'd like to share your favorite scene or your favorite character, you can always email us at thepksocial@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and it's at the PK Social. So check us out online everywhere, or email us if you'd like for us to discuss something. If you have questions on anything pertaining to Greenleaf, about ourselves or our families, if you like for us to, if we feel like answering them, let's just be real. But if you want to reach out to us, please do. We appreciate you tuning in.
Thank you.
Have a great week. Thanks for tuning in to the PK Social.